So it's that time of year again where it's really cold outside and that cold air is starting to creep on inside the house. If you're anything like me, you don't really want to heat the entire house up and waste all that energy. You want to use a space heater and heat the actual area that you're in. So today I have several different kinds of space heaters. This one over here is a radiator heater, and it's one of my favorites because it just kind of heats up the room that you're in. It doesn't have any fans, anything like that. It just heats oil up, which keeps the unit itself pretty hot. And over here I have several different kinds of space heaters that have actual fans in them that put more direct heat on the area that you're in. So today I want to talk a little bit about how to use these safely in your house. First things first, you always want to make for sure they're on a flat, hard surface. So usually on the ground. You don't want to put them up on a countertop or anything like that because they might tip over and cause a fire. Secondly, you don't want to put anything on top of the heaters themselves. So like you want to make for sure that clothes aren't sitting on top of the heaters because that could potentially cause a fire. Thirdly, you want to make for sure not to use extension cords. You want to plug them directly into an outlet. Now, you might look behind me and say, okay, well, yeah, you have extension cords out. I do. I'm actually going to try to catch something on fire today and show how easy it is for these to catch something on fire if they're too close to a object or anything that could catch on fire. So, yeah, I'm not going to burn my house down trying this little experiment out. So let's get started. I have a thermometer right here, and I'm going to kind of check and see how hot these actually get. So the radiator heater is sitting about 239. This little ceramic heater, about 263. And this one right here is about 400. So I think this is the one that's actually going to catch something on fire. It's kind of an older school space heater. You don't usually see these too often. So let's get right into it. I'm going to put some old t-shirts on top of these and just see how long it takes, or even if they will catch anything on fire. Now, as you can see here, I also have a fire extinguisher standing by so that I can use that if it does catch on fire. We like to take all the safety precautions that we can while making these videos. Okay, so I was gonna do these all three at the same time, but I'm gonna have to do them one at a time because it keeps flipping breakers on me. So here we go. We're gonna give this a try. I have this old t-shirt on top of this radiator heater. And right now, under the t-shirt, we're seeing about 218. On top of the t-shirt, about 97, 98. So we'll just leave that on there for a little while and see what happens. Okay, so we're sitting about 10 minutes on the radiator heater. And the temperature is around 170 to about 180. Not really hot enough to catch anything on fire. I mean, it smells pretty warm, but it's not hot enough to catch anything on fire. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here to this space heater. This is kind of one of the older space heaters, and try see what we can do with it. So right off the bat, this space heater right on the coils is registering about 300 degrees. So we're gonna leave that on there, and if it doesn't trip a breaker, maybe we'll be able to get something out of it. Okay, so we're sitting about 10 minutes on this one. Nothing's really happening. It's pretty hot. It's showing on the coils, it's about 330 degrees. The shirt, about 200 degrees. Nothing that's gonna catch on fire. So a little bit disappointing. We have one more space heater I wanna try out just to see if it'll catch anything on fire. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes on this little one. I actually kind of thought this little one would catch on fire. There actually are some, I put a new t-shirt on there that's not made of cotton. There actually are some char marks, and it looks like it's kind of melted the side of the heater itself. But this little one actually got hotter than these two. This one's almost up to 400 degrees. So there you go. Most of these space heaters do have a safety device in them to where if they tip over or they overheat, they will shut off. I don't think this one has that device in it because I pretty much piled clothing on top of it and it didn't go off. I'm sure if you were to leave clothes on there long enough or it's set next to a couch, it would probably melt that couch and or catch something on fire. So just because these space heaters didn't catch on fire doesn't mean that one of yours at home will catch on fire. It's always good to take those precautions. Make sure your small animals, your pets, stay away from these when they're running. Also your children, just in case they might knock it over and the safety device isn't working properly. Every year, tons of homes catch on fire because of space heaters. So just because these didn't catch on fire doesn't mean that maybe an older version or in the right environment it would catch on fire. So be safe out there and have a good winter.